Hello everyone, my name is Nibble. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am continuing my series of redesigns of the Monster High cast. I previously redesigned Frankie, Draculaura, Ghoulia, and Laguna, so today we will be giving some love to the two divas, Cleo and Clawdeen Wolf. As a quick disclaimer, I have only ever watched the first generation of Monster High cartoons, and I therefore know next to nothing about the lore and characters of the new generations, so please do keep that in mind. And now, let's get to work. When I finished working on Ghoulia and Laguna, I started having some artistic panic over the thought of working on Cleo and Clawdeen for the mere fact that they are rightfully two fan favorites and their original looks are not just iconic, but also excellent and perfectly fitting for the type of characters that they are. Cleo, the highly refined queen of the school with a royal upbringing and a seemingly mean girl attitude, who is actually an outstanding, loyal, and caring friend, and Clawdeen, the fierce, confident, and talented fashion designer who does not joke around when it comes to protecting and standing up for her family and friends. Cleo is also one of my top 3 favorite characters. Hard to choose a specific top of the top favorite, but very close to being number 1. So, as usual, when studying her character design and thinking about how to improve her, I kept what I thought to be the most iconic and defining parts of her looks and changed what I thought I could improve on. Easier said than done, since to me, Miss Cleo is already perfect the way she is. Anyways, first things first, the bandages had to stay since she is of course a mummy, so this is a pretty defining aspect of her character. I really like the fact that OG Cleo has pants, if you can call them that, and I liked the transparency of the lower part of the shirt, so I decided to play a little more with those elements while also emphasizing the royal elegance of her outfit. Firstly, I added lots of jewels and gold accessories. I'm not sure if it's visible enough by this zoomed out time-lapse that's playing on screen right now, but at the end, during the zoomed in final view, you will see that I added lots of small details around her shoulder and waist area. After all, what says royalty more than gold, gems, and opulence? Am I right? I even gave her gold snakes as shoes accessories, wrapping around her legs down to her feet, decorated with more gold laces and ruby gems. Since, as I previously mentioned, I really liked the mummy pants, I kept those, but I layered them with a semi-see-through dress made of the same sparkly, glittery turquoise fabric of her OG top shirt, styled in a way that would complement her figure, but also not completely cover the mummy pants. In my opinion, that long piece of cloth in the middle running from her midsection down to her feet really gives the impression and elegance of a long skirt without taking the spotlight away from the gold shimmers of the pants and shoes accessories. To me, this was the best compromise. What convinced me the least about her OG design, I guess, was the upper part of her shirt, made of 2 crossed pieces of fabric. It's not like it was ugly or awful by any means, but I guess that if I was asked to point at something that could potentially be improved upon, that would be the first thing that I would mention. So what I did is to give her this shoulder piece, taking up most of the upper portion of her torso, embellished with gold, red, and blue details that recall all the ruby and sapphire gems adorning her outfit from head to toe. I also gave her dress extremely poofy sleeves because to me that screamed princess in every way. Overall, I had a surprising amount of fun working on this design, and I hope that all the Cleo fans out there appreciate the effort. Being one of my top favorite characters, I really did try my best here. What do you guys think? And now it's Clawdeen's time. Clawdeen is another character I was terrified of redesigning out of fear of completely ruining her. I personally love how confident and fierce she is. I love her strong personality, and her outfit definitely complements the edgy and strong side of her. There is one thing that I was sure I didn't like in her OG design though, and that is her ears and the lack of wolf tail. The ears seemed strangely fleshy, for lack of a better term. Basically, it doesn't look like they're fluffy furry ears like a wolf's ears are supposed to be, but rather they look like they're like bat ears, I guess. Most likely because they are the same exact color as her skin tone. As for the lack of a tail, my guess is that perhaps they didn't want the tail to look weird with the skirt, maybe? Even though to me that's easily fixable by just giving the skirt a hole in the back through which the tail can come out of. I don't know, maybe I'm making it sound too easy, but in my redesign, Miss Girl Clawdeen needed a tail, and a tail she got, along with a pair of fluffy wolf ears. Now, I'm not entirely sure how to define OG Clawdeen's fashion style. She got some animal print, some sweater decorated with fur, some studded accessories and piercings, a mini skirt with fishnet layers, thigh-high leg warmers, and knee-high open-toe boots, all coordinated with some edgy black and purple color combinations. To me, the animal print, fur, and studs were defining aspects of her design, so I kept all of those and re-elaborated them in my own taste as per usual. What I wanted to convey through my redesign was a focus on her confidence and bold personality. I wanted the people looking at her for the first time to think, oh, this girl could make my heart freeze in a glance. So I firstly turned her animal print shirt into a one-piece dress. I did think of keeping it pink because I did like the pink accent, but I ended up making it purple because I thought it was more overall cohesive with the rest of the outfit, especially since I also kept the pink socks, which I kind of turned into very tall and long leg warmers. I did ponder the possibility of either keeping the knee-high boots or making the socks more detailed and textured, but the rest of the design is already highly detailed, so I thought that some plain socks could break the visual density of the look. I'm actually still not sure if this was the right choice though. I am a big lover of knee-high boots with lots of belts after all, but whatever, we'll just have to roll with it. I will admit though that as always, the shoes are always my weak point, and I highly struggle designing decent footwear. I am so sorry about this. At first, these shoes really look like Naruto shoes, so later on you'll see that I tried bedazzling them with more accessories to make them look a little bit better. Anyways, the most important piece of my redesign is definitely the jacket, a mix of metal, hard rock, biker, punkish influences with a very fluffy fur neck, studs, spikes, belt, and sewed on patches. Perhaps this could be a jacket that she designed or modified herself, one of her fashion projects, you know? I thought all the metal elements would really help solidify her strong and edgy personality while also looking cool and stylish. Overall, I tried my best to elevate the glam and edge that in my opinion highly defines Clawdeen as a character. Do you think I did her justice? And here's how Cleo and Clawdeen turned out in my style. What do you think? I never designed any character with this type of fashion, so this was definitely a challenge, but I learned a lot while drawing them. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments though. I learned a lot by reading your feedback too, so that's always welcome. This concludes my redesign adventure with the main cast, but if people are interested, I might continue the series and try to work on other characters. Who would you like me to redesign next? I've already got some suggestions in my previous videos, and I'm adding them to my possible to-do list of redesigns that I like to do in the future, so don't shy away from voicing your opinions. If you liked my work, let Miss YouTube know by liking the video, and if you're interested in more art and fun, feel free to join in and subscribe. As always, take care of yourself and take it easy. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!